folks, welcome back to the Flipside, and this is going to be my list of 20 games that I am interested in checking out at Essen Spiel 2024. Now, to answer the question, I am not going to be there, unfortunately, but I have a lot of stuff going on here at home, a lot of family things that I'm really excited about, so I'm not worried about missing out. But if I was at Essen, these are the 20 games that I'd be taking a look at, so let's get to it. Now, the first 5 on this list, numbers 20 through 15, those are going to be games that I would be wanting to demo. A couple of them are ones that I've already played in the past, and they're new updated versions, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to like them, but I still want to check them out first. But this one, the first one, number 20, is a game called Verdun. It's a little trick-taking card game that's based around that famous battle of World War I, and I like that part of it. I like games that are based on history. I like the fact that it's kind of a trick-taking game. I like the fact that it's just a card game. So that would be one that I would want to try out and demo to see if I like it or not, just because of the historical background that's there. So my number 20 is Verdun. You'll be able to find this one in Hall 2, booth C340 at Dragon Dawn Productions booth. Number 19 is a game called Valheim, the board game, and this is going to be found in Hall 3, booth R112 at Mood Publishing's game. So this is an interesting Viking-themed game. I don't know if I would like it that much. I can't really tell based on the description that I found on the Geek, but this is one that I'm interested in. I like Vikings and Norse mythology as a theme, and so I'd be interested in at least trying this one out. But this one's on my radar. I like the way it looks, and I like the fact that it's a Viking game, so I'd be wanting to go try it out. That's Valheim, the board game, over at Mood Publishing's booth. Number 18 is one that I have actually seen in person, a physical copy of it. I was able to take a look at it at Gen Con, I believe, when my friend Robert Geislinger over at Arcane Wonders got a copy in, and he was pulling it out to show off to people that were at Gen Con. I was there. I never heard about this game before. I'm not a real huge fan of off-brand comic books or comic book characters, so I didn't really pick up on it that much. But Freedom 5, a Sentinels Comics board game, looked pretty freaking awesome when he was showing it to me on the table. So I would definitely be open to demoing this game and giving it a try. I do like superheroes as a context, so I think I will probably enjoy it. It definitely has a huge amount of table appeal. But over in Hall 2, booth E310, the Arcane Wonders booth, I would definitely be showing up to try to get a demo of Freedom 5, a Sentinels Comics board game. Number 17 and 16 are games that I have played in the past, but these are new editions that have just come out this year. So number 17 is Defenders of the Realm Legends Edition. I would definitely want to go demo this game. I haven't been able to yet. It's not the first convention that it was demoed at, but I just haven't been able to get around to it. This one's going to be in Hall 2, booth E610 at the Greater Than Games booth. I would definitely be stopping by. Richard Lanius is a friend of mine, and he's one of the main designers of the game. Think pandemic, but instead of viruses, you are trying to beat back different hordes of bad guys. And you're each heroes, and it's pandemic with in a fantasy setting. That's basically what it is. But I really do enjoy it. It's a great fun game, and I definitely want to check out this Legends Edition. And then number 16 was Cyclades, the Legendary Edition, out for demo in Hall 6, booth F303 at the Studio H booth. I've really come to enjoy Cyclades. I've played a number of different times, really enjoy the game. This one puts all the bling into it, and so that's really what I'm looking forward to checking out. I do want to see if they've made any real changes. Not that I would really necessarily mind. They would have to be big sweeping changes for me to even notice, I would imagine, because it's been so long since I've played it. But Cyclades is one of those OG games that I've really enjoyed in the past, and the Legendary Edition just looks amazing. So I would definitely want to go check this one out and demo it to see how it plays now. But that is at Hall 6, booth F303, the Studio H booth. Go check it out. Now, starting with number 15, these are going to all be games that you can go purchase if you wish. And I'm not saying that I would want to purchase all 15 of these, because that's a lot of do-re-mi, if you know what I'm saying. But I will say that I would actually be very interested in going to think about it. If this is like my short list of games that I would start with number 1 and then go as deep as I could before I ran out of money. Shackleton Base, A Journey to the Moon, is one that I have seen being played at the Dice Tower Retreat, and I was very interested in it. I think the idea of it is cool. You're setting up a base on the moon. The weight of this is I think it's over 3, so that means it's probably not going to hit the table as much in my home here, but I'd still be interested in giving it a whirl to see if it's going to be one that I purchase. But that's going to be in Hall 6, booth F300, the Sorry We Are French booth. Number 14 is Thorgal, the board game. This is going to be in Hall 3, booth K113. That is the Portal Games booth. And this one is based on a comic book that I've never read, but I do know that it's based on a comic book series. But it is Vikings, has variable player powers. It has one of those cool things where the book opens up, and that's where the board is actually going to take place, and there's scenarios. And I really like that kind of idea. I like that kind of game. So the fact that it's Vikings, the fact that it's variable player powers, it all kind of congeals into something that I'm very interested in. I also like the artwork and the way the game looks too. So that's what I would be going to check out. Thorgal, the board game, over at the Portal Games booth, Hall 3, booth K113. Number 13 is Minos, the Dawn of the Bronze Age. This is going to be available at in Hall 3, booth G210 at the Board and Dice booth. The game looks good and it has mechanisms that I will enjoy as well, so I would definitely be heading over to the Board and Dice booth. I also like Board and Dice, by the way. They're a great company. There's a lot of comfort in that game with those designers. I think it's going to be something that I would enjoy. Haven't ever played it, haven't seen it being played either, so I would really be interested in checking it out, possibly for purchase. But that is my number 13, Minos, the Dawn of the Bronze Age. Number 12 was a very popular game at Gen Con, is Rock Hard 1977. It's going to be available in Hall 3, booth D611, the DeVere booth. And this is one that has been widely popular. A lot of people like it. And that's one of the reasons why I would be interested in checking it out. It's very popular. A lot of people have liked it. I am also a metalhead. I love heavy metal. So this is the theme, the aesthetic of a lot of the different pieces of the board, a lot of different how the board looks and all of that kind of stuff, some of the pieces that are used. It just really is one of those games that's calling to me. So I want to give this one a try. Probably want to pick it up. I like DeVere as a publisher as well. So they've been coming out with a lot of good games here recently. So I think this is going to be right in that same avenue. So I would definitely be heading over to the DeVere booth in Hall 3, booth D611, to check out Rock Hard 1977. My number 11 is a game that I've been looking forward to for a long time. For the last couple of years, it's been being demoed at conventions, and now it's finally available, and I haven't been able to pick up a copy yet. It's called Chaos Cove. Martin Wallace, an OG designer, has his name on this one, so I'm very interested in it. I also like the idea of the game. With it being this cove where all of these different kinds of animals are coming to eke out their own existence and survival, whatever you might want to call it. But this is going to be in Hall 4, booth C611, the Ape Games booth. Been looking forward to this a lot. The aesthetics, the artwork, the designer, all of these things congeal into making it something that I've really wanted to get my hands on. So I would definitely be trying to do that here at Essen if I were going. But yay, I am not. But that is Chaos Cove over at Ape Games. Go check it out. The number 10 game that I'd be going to look at is a game called Happy Home. This is going to be available in Hall 3, booth N as in Nancy 311 over at the Alley Cat Games booth. And this is a tile placement game where you are designing your home and you're using these polyomino shaped tiles in order to do that. I really like tile placement. I like polyomino tiles as well. So this is something that I think I'm really going to enjoy. I also like the idea of designing, interior design and that kind of thing. I'm not good at it, don't get me wrong, but it's something that I find satisfaction in doing in a game at least. So I'd definitely be heading over to Hall 3, booth N311, the Alley Cat Games booth, to check out Happy Home, my number 10. My number 9 is a game called Saltfjord. This is going to be available in Hall 3, booth F113, the Aporta Games booth. And this is one where you are basically Norwegian fishermen trying to eke out your existence and battle the coming winter and the freezing of the waters. And you're trying to do the best that you can before all of that happens. I like that theme. It takes, the Norse way of living, I guess you could say, the Vikings, and you make them into people, not a marauding horde that is coming to, pillage and kill and sack your city. No, they're just fishermen. They're trying to eke out their own existence there. I like that idea. So I'm very much looking forward to trying this one out. I don't know much about it other than what I've told you, but Saltfjord is definitely on my radar, and that's going to be at the Aporta Games booth, Hall 3, booth F113. My number 8 is called Middle Ages. This one's been on my radar since, I believe, Origins this year, and I wasn't able to get it looked at then, and I wasn't able to look at it at Gen Con. I was doing a lot of work with the op games, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to go into the hall and look at these things, but Middle Ages has definitely been on my radar. There's a lady here in town that said that she had her copy on the way last month, so she probably already has it. Hopefully she brings it to next month's game night so that we can possibly try to get it played then. This is going to be at the Studio H booth as well. It's going to be Hall 6, booth F303. So go check out Middle Ages. It has a great weight. It gives me some Azul stained glass of Sintra vibes, the way it looks on the board at least, because you're putting these tiles in columns that are above your baseboard. It just looks really cool. I like the idea, the theme of it as well. So that is Middle Ages over at the Studio H booth. I wish I could say I was going to see you there. My interest in my number 7 is based upon my interest in another game that came out in the same line. It was called In the Footsteps of Darwin. This one is called In the Footsteps of Marie Curie. I like the family weight level of these games from Sorry We Are French, and this is going to be in Hall 6, booth F300. And so I just like the idea that this series of games has so far. It's scientifically themed games, but they are family weight. They're not difficult. It's not Journeys of Darwin where it's everything in the kitchen sink. It's more like, this is the refrigerator, so have fun. And that's what I'm looking at. I had the opportunity to buy this at Gen Con, but every time I stopped by the booth, they were already sold out for their copies of the day. So I just haven't been able to get a hold of it yet. But this is definitely on my radar at the Sorry We Are French booth, Hall 6, booth F300. My number 6 is a game that I was interested in when I first saw the artwork because it is by my favorite artist, Vincent Dutrait, and this one is called Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth. This is going to be available in Hall 6, booth D200 at the Repos Production booth. It looks amazing. It has a lot of neat mechanisms in it. I like the drafting mechanism that's in it, where you have some of those cards that are covered up and they're locking in other cards. I really like that from the Seven Wonders duel. But the artwork is just freaking amazing. So I really wanted to get my hands on this, and I probably can pick it up here in the States, but if I were going to Essen, this is probably one of the ones that I would be coming back with. That is Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth over at the Repos Production booth, Hall 6, D200. Canopy is a game that I've never played, but my number 5 is Canopy Evergreen. And again, this has artwork by Vincent Dutrait, and it is based in the nature that I live in every day up here in the Pacific Northwest, and it is called Canopy Evergreen. This is going to be available in Hall 2, booth E111 at the Weird City Games booth. And this is just one that looks really good. It's people have told me that it has streamlined the rules from Canopy, so I'm always in it for streamlining rules and all that kind of stuff. But if you look at the artwork, this is an amazing looking game. I love the way it looks, and so that's one of the main reasons why I'm pulled into it. But I've heard a lot of good things about Canopy, the game, as well. So I would definitely, we're in my top 5 at this point, and I'm pretty sure these 5, if I were going to Essen, they'd be coming back in my luggage, bar something extravagantly bad happening. These 5 games I'm coming back with. So Canopy Evergreen is definitely in that camp. Number 4 and number 3 are both expansions, and they're ranked in order of how much I like their base games. This one is Imperial Miners, Aztecs versus Weirdlings, and this is going to be available in Hall 3, K13 booth K133, the Portal Games booth, and it's an expansion for Imperial Miners. I love Imperial Miners. I think it's a great, fun game, and adding 2 more factions of cards to that game is just something that I would absolutely love to see. So I would definitely be walking away, as long as I could get a copy before they sell out. I'd definitely be walking back with this in my, flying back with this in my luggage. And that is Imperial Miners, Aztecs versus Weirdlings from the Portal Games booth. Number 3 is Forest Shuffle, Woodland Edge. This is going to be available in Hall 6, booth B102 at the Lookout Games booth. I have really come to love Forest Shuffle over the last few months, and I automatically bought the Alpine expansion when I bought the base game after I played it for the first time at Dice Tower East. Just automatically bought it. And I knew I was going to want to own this game. So we have a new expansion coming out with more flora and fauna to add to the cards. I'm all in. This is definitely going to be coming back with me if I were at Essen. I am not. But go check them out. Lookout Games booth, Hall 6, B102 for Forest Shuffle, the Woodland Edge expansion. My number 1 and 2 are games that I've already played. I was able to play one at Dice Tower East, and the other one I was able to play at Dice Tower Retreat. Alex Radcliffe taught me how to play Umbrella. That's my number 2. It's going to be available in Hall 6, booth F400 at the Lumberjacks Studio booth. This also has Vincent Dutrait's artwork on it, but the artwork is a little bit more muted on this one, so that's not really why I wanted to get this one. I really enjoyed the gameplay for this one. It is a very fun, neat little spatial puzzle that you have to figure out, and it has a neat mechanism of when you slide things off of your player board, it goes into a middle area that now the person over here can draw from if they wish. And I think that's a really neat mechanism, and I really enjoyed the game, enjoyed the play with Alex as well. So number 2 is Umbrella. It's available in Hall 6, booth F400, the Lumberjack Studio booth. Go check it out. And finally, my number 1 game that I would absolutely be walking away with from Essen. It's going to be available in Hall 6, D102. That is the Unexpected Games booth. This is called The Mandalorian Adventures. This is textbook vintage Corey Konieczka at its best. And I'm a huge fan of the Mandalorian series on Disney Plus, and this one really takes that feel of that entire storyline and puts it into a very fun board game. And I would absolutely be walking away with this one right now. I know I could probably pick it up here in the States, and but it's available at Essen. So if you're headed to Essen, this is one of those games that if you like that OG FFG Corey Konieczka Star Wars feel from like Imperial Assault, but a lighter version of that, this is right down your alley. I really enjoyed my play of it, so I would absolutely be looking to purchase this one at Essen if I were going. So go check it out. Hall 6, booth D102, the Unexpected Games booth. And that's that. Thanks for joining me here on the Flipside. I certainly appreciate it. If you're going to be at Essen, absolutely enjoy some currywurst and pommes frites for me. That's one of the things I love going to Germany for. But I know you guys are going to have a great time, so go enjoy yourselves at Essen. And if you're going to be there, maybe use this list as games that you might want to go check out. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.